We are working with standard form. Ax plus by equals c. A, b, and c, those are just real numbers. In an equation of a line, we are always going to have an x and a y unless it's a vertical or a horizontal line. Then you only have one of those variables. Most of the time, we will be working with linear functions, lines that have x and y. And so standard form is about x and y intercepts. It's about finding points that land on the x-axis or finding points that land on the y-axis. If I had a coordinate on the x-axis, what would that coordinate be? That would be the coordinate 2, 0. Well, what do we notice about that coordinate? We notice that 2 is x and 0 is y. Anytime that I want to land on the x-axis, that means that y will be 0. If I had a coordinate on the y-axis, what would that coordinate look like? That would be the coordinate 0, -4. X is 0 and y is -4. If I'm going to land on the y-axis, that means that x would have to be 0. If I want to land on the x-axis, that means that y is 0. And we're going to use this concept in the equation to find the x and y intercept. If I look at my equation, 7x minus 3y equals 21. I would like to start by finding the x-intercept. To find the x-intercept, I've got to let my y equal 0. When I let y equal 0, that's 3 times 0, and it goes away. What am I left with? 7x equals 21. 7x equals 21. I have a one-step equation where I need to solve for x. That means that I would divide this side by 7. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I've got to do the same to the other side of the equation. I see that my 7s will cancel, and that leaves x equals 21 divided by 3, which is 3. There is my x-intercept. I can go over to the graph, and I can plot that point. X is 3. There's one intercept. All I need is one more point, and I could draw a line. This time I want to find the y-intercept. What do I do to find the y-intercept? This time I would have to let x equal 0. When x equals 0, I have the equation -3y equals 21. -3y equals 21. And now I will solve this one-step equation. Y is being multiplied by -3, so I would divide by -3. And whatever I do to one side of the equation, I do the same thing to the other side of the equation. Divide by -3. My -3 divided by -3 is +1, and they would cancel. And that leaves y equals 21 divided by -3 is -7. Now I have my second intercept, y equals -7. I come over to y equals -7 and I put a point. Now I have 2 points and I can draw a line. I'm going to use my shape tool and I'm going to draw a line. I am going to start at this point and I'm going to go through this point. I can extend beyond that point. The line goes to infinity. That means that I can also extend beyond here. It's going to infinity. I can show that the line is going to infinity by putting arrows on the end of the line. We will be looking for x and y intercepts to graph a line. Here, they just wanted you to find the x and y intercept. Example 2, identify the x and y intercept of the graph. Well, what is the x and y intercept? We know that this is the x-axis and the vertical line is the y-axis. I see a point right here for an x-intercept, and I see the y-intercept is here. The line is intercepting the y-axis at this coordinate. The line is intercepting the x-axis at -2. So this would be the point, -2, 0. There's the x-intercept. X-intercept, you can abbreviate. What is the y-intercept? Here's 2, and I am right here. That means that the y-axis is actually going 1 and then 2. Be careful about your numbers. This means x is 0. I am not to the left. I am not to the right. X is 0, comma, and y, I had to go up 1. Y-intercept. The question has been answered. Example 3, graph 3x plus 2y equals 6. Label the points where the line crosses the x-axis. Okay, step 1 is to find the intercepts. When I let y equal 0, we have 2 times 0 is 0, so that goes away. And I'm left with the equation 3x equals 6. X is being multiplied by 3, so I would divide by 3 and divide the other side by 3. And we see that 6 divided by 3 is 2. We have an x-intercept of 2. Here we see that they are letting x equal 0. They are letting x equal 0. 3 times 0 is 0. That is going away, as it always will. And I am left with a one-step equation. Y is being multiplied by 2, divide by 2. That would be the opposite. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I do the same thing to the other side. My 2's cancel, and I'm left with y equals 6 divided by 2 is 3. My y-intercept is 3. Now I can see 2 points. I would simply just connect those 2 points by drawing a line through them. You need to label the intercepts. This is 0 for x, 3 for y. The x-intercept is 2 and then 0. Here you have some exercises to do. Find the x and y-intercept. You have a plus sign down here at the bottom of the page. If you don't have enough room to do your work, just push plus. You want to add a page to it. And now I can see that I have a new page to do some work on. I hope this video helps.